Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Monday, October 5th, 2020. Today I'm going to recap Games 2 and 3 of the NBA Finals, yesterday's NFL games, look ahead to tonight's game, college football from the weekend, Major League Baseball, divisional round picks, as well as going over the games from Friday, NASCAR results, NHL mock draft, my first one of the year. And the draft's tomorrow, by the way, so I'm only going to do one today and then one tomorrow. And my best bet of the day. All right, we'll start with the NBA Finals. Game number 2 was Friday night. And the Lakers came out victorious on Friday night by a score of 124-114 to take a 2-0 series lead. LeBron was 33 points to lead the way for the Lakers with 9 boards and 9 assists. Anthony Davis had 32 points, 14 boards. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope had 11. Off the bench, Kyle Kuzma had 11. Rajon Rondo had 16 with 10 assists. Jimmy Butler had 25 points, 8 boards, 13 assists. Jay Crowder had 12. Tyler Herro had 17. Off the bench, Kelly Olynyk had 24. And Kendrick Nunn had 13. Bam Adebayo and Goran Dragic did not play in either game due to their respective injuries. But no Dragic, no Adebayo, no problem. Last night, Heat over the Lakers, 115-104 to get back in the series. Good job on Jimmy Butler. 40 points, 11 boards, 13 assists. He was marvelous. The biggest game of his career. Jay Crowder had 12. Duncan Robinson had 13. Tyler Herro had 17. Off the bench, Kelly Olynyk had 17. LeBron, 25, 10, and 8. Anthony Davis had only 15 points. He was in foul trouble. Off the bench, Markieff Morris and Kyle Kuzma each had 19. Game 3 will be on Tuesday night, and we'll pick it on the podcast tomorrow. Now we'll move on to the NFL from the weekend, or really from yesterday, as we'll go over the results and look ahead to tonight's doubleheader. Bengals over the Jaguars 33-25. Bengals 1-2-1. Jacksonville 1-3. Joe Burrow 25-36, 300 yards, a touchdown, the pick. Gardner Minshew 27-30, 351 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Browns over the Cowboys 49-38. What a win for Cleveland. They're 3-1. Dallas 1-3. Dak Prescott in a losing effort 41-58, 502 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a pick. Baker Mayfield 19-30, 165 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Saints over the Lions 35-29. Saints 2-2. Detroit 1-3. Drew Brees 19 of 25, 246 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Matt Stafford 17-31, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Seahawks over the Dolphins 31-23. Seahawks 4-0. Miami 1-3. Russell Wilson 24-34, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Ryan Fitzpatrick 29-45, 315 yards, and 2 interceptions. Bucks over the Chargers 38-31. This was by far Tom Brady's best game of the year as the Bucks go to 3-1. Chargers 1-3. Brady 30-46, 369 yards, 5 touchdowns, and a pick. Justin Herbert 20 of 25, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Ravens over the football team 31-17. Ravens 3-1. Washington 1-3. Lamar 14-21, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Dwayne Haskins 32 of 45, 314 yards. Panthers over the Cardinals 31-21. Panthers 2-2. Cardinals 2-2. Teddy Bridgewater 26 of 37, 276 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Kyler Murray 24 of 31, 133 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Rams over the Giants 17-9. Rams 3-1. Giants 0-4. Jared Goff 25 of 32, 200 yards, and a touchdown. Daniel Jones, 23 of 36, 190 yards, and a pick. Colts over the Bears, 19-11. Colts 3-1, Bears 3-1. Phil Rivers, 16 of 29, 190 yards, and a touchdown. Nick Foles, 26 of 42, 249 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Bills over the Raiders, 30-23. Bills 4-0. Raiders 2-2. Josh Allen, 24-34, 288 yards, 2 touchdowns. Derek Carr, 32 of 44, 311 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Eagles over the 49ers 25-20 on Sunday Night Football. Eagles in first place in the pathetic NFC East at 1-2-1. San Fran 2-2. Carson Wentz 18-28, 193 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Nate Mullins 18-26, 200 yards, a touchdown and 2 picks. After pick 6, he was benched for C.J. Beathard. 14-19, 138 yards. And now tonight you have 2 games. 7 o'clock on CBS, you have the Patriots and the Chiefs. That game had gotten postponed to today due to Cam Newton testing positive for COVID. And the practice squad quarterback Jordan Ta'amu of Kansas City. It took everything down, like the projections on my sheet, because I don't know why. I guess I had KC by 7, but that was before the injury. Now I made KC before COVID. But now I make KC by 11. But good thing I remembered what I'd make it. But FanDuel has it at 10.5, over under 49.5. Brian Hoyer will get the start. I'm going to take the under in this game. I feel better about the under than I do about laying it with the Chiefs, even though the juice is on New England plus 10.5 and under 49.5, and the value's on the over in the Chiefs. But I'll pay a little juice, take the under. I'm going to say Kansas City wins 30-13 to improve to 4-0. And don't forget KC has fans in the stands as well. And then Atlanta, Green Bay, 8:50 ESPN. I'd make Green Bay 5.5. And Green Bay is favored by 7. Over under 56.5. The juice is on Atlanta plus 7 and over 56.5. I would take the over here. I think that the value, even though it's going to go up probably to 57, I'd still take the over. And I think there's going to be a lot of money on the over, and rightfully so. I think this game is going to be played well into the 60s. Green Bay is just a machine offensively. Atlanta is very good offensively as well, but they just can't stop anybody. So I'm going to take the over in this game, and I think Green Bay wins by a score of 35-30 in what should be an entertaining game tonight at Lambeau Field. Now we'll move on to college football. We'll go over results from college. And we'll start with Friday night. We had 2 games. Wake over Campbell 66-14. Wake 1-2. Campbell 0-4. Number 22 BYU over La Tech 45-14. BYU 3-0. La Tech 2-1. Number 3 Florida over South Carolina 38-24. Florida 2-0. South Carolina 0-2. Texas upsets number 9 TCU upsets number 9 Texas 33-31. TCU 1-1. Texas 2-1. So Texas is not back. Number 21 Tennessee over Mizzou 35-12. Tennessee 2-0. Mizzou 0-2. NC State upsets number 24 Pitt 30-29. NC State 2-1. Pitt 3-1. And who was the one that said NC State was projected a favorite here by my numbers? Me. And I gotta trust my numbers more often, guys. I know sometimes they haven't worked out, but in both college and the NFL, there have been cases where I want to trust the number, and the number came through. Georgia State over East Carolina 49-29. Georgia State 1-1. East Carolina 0-2. Coastal Carolina over Arkansas State 52-23. Coastal 3-0. Arkansas State 1-2. West Virginia over Baylor 27-21 in overtime. West Virginia 2-1. Baylor 1-1. UAB over UTSA 21-13. UAB 3-1. UTSA 3-1. Liberty over North Alabama, 28-7. Liberty 3-0, UNA 0-1. Army over Abilene Christian, 55-23. Army 3-1, Abilene Christian 0-2. Number 2, Alabama over number 13, Texas A&M, 52-24. Bama 2-0, A&M 1-1. Number 12, UNC over BC, 26-22. UNC 2-0, BC 2-1. Number 15, Cincinnati over USF, 28-7. Cincinnati 3-0, USF 1-2. Number 17, Oklahoma State over Kansas, 47-7. OK State 3-0. Kansas 0-3. SMU upsets number 25, Memphis, 30-27. SMU 4-0. Memphis 1-1. Kansas State over Texas Tech, 31-21. Kansas State 2-1. Texas Tech 1-2. FAU over Charlotte, 21-17. My lone loss of the Fab Five in college football. FAU 1-0, Charlotte 0-2. Virginia Tech over Duke, 38-31. Va-Tech 2-0, Duke 0-4. Ole Miss over Kentucky, 42-41 in overtime. Ole Miss gets its first win over under Lane. They're 1-1. Kentucky 0-2. Florida State over Jacksonville State, 41-24. Florida State 1-2. Jacksonville State 0-1. Western Kentucky over Middle Tennessee, 2017. WKU 1-2. Middle 0-4. Air Force over Navy, 40-7. Air Force 1-0. Navy 1-2. Georgia Southern over UL Monroe, 35-30. Georgia Southern 2-1. UL Monroe 0-4. Number 4, Georgia over number 7, Auburn, 27-6. Georgia 2-0, Auburn 1-1. Tulsa upsets number 11, UCF, 34-26. Tulsa 1-1, UCF 2-1. Arkansas upsets number 16, Mississippi State, 21-14. Arkansas 1-1. Mississippi State 1-1. Iowa State over number 18, Oklahoma, 37-30. Iowa State 2-1. Oklahoma 1-2. Number 20, LSU over Vandy, 41-7. LSU with a good bounce back win. They're 1-1. Vandy 0-2. Southern Miss over North Texas, 41-31. Southern Miss 1-3. North Texas 1-2. Number 1, Clemson over Virginia, 41-23. Clemson 3-0. Virginia 1-1. Now I'm going to do my Major League Baseball divisional round picks as well as pick games for tonight. So we're going to start with the series picks. You have in the American League, we'll start with the worst of the two series, which is the Athletics and the Astros. 5 o'clock on TBS tonight. 4 o'clock. You got Lance McCullers Jr. and Chris Bassett, Game 1. Game 2, Framber Valdez, Sean Manaea. Game 3, we don't know. And same for Game 4 and same for Game 5. Obviously, there's a ton of injuries on both sides. No Verlander and no Matt Olson. So obviously, I'd feel better about one team if they had one of those two respective players. The A's are minus 136, Astros plus 116 for the series. I'm going to take the Athletics in 4 here. I think that they showed me a little something against the White Sox. Even though they didn't have Matt Olson, they had other guys step up. Mark Hanna and Sean Murphy, the young catcher. He's finally emerging into something. Ramon Laureano, Marcus Semien. Meanwhile, Houston, I think, was lucky to win that series because in Game 1, because of that error. And if that error doesn't happen by Jorge Polanco, the Twins probably win that series. So I'm going to take the Athletics in 4 games as my pick there. And now the better of the two series is the New York Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays. This is 1-5. Obviously, the other series is 2-6. Yankees were very impressive sweeping the Indians and that good pitching staff. They were great against Shane Bieber. They got some big hits off of Carlos Carrasco and some of the better arms in that bullpen. The Rays swept Toronto like I thought they would. One of the only series outcomes I got correct in the first round was the Rays sweeping Toronto. So the Yanks are minus 128. The Rays are plus 108. So the Rays are taking a lot of money. And rightfully so, because they're 8-2 against the Yankees this year. Granted, no Aaron Judge for a lot of those games, and now he's healthy. A lot of those games were without Stanton, and he's healthy now. Yanks open up at minus 150, and the Rays were plus 125 or something. So, like, the Rays must be taking a lot of money. This was the toughest series to predict on the board, but I'm going to go with the New York Yankees in 5. I don't feel great about it. If this was playing in Tampa, I'd pick the Rays, even though the home field advantage is not existent in the playoffs. But Tropicana Field, the Rays always thrived in. And this is being played in San Diego. Obviously, Stanton has good history in San Diego, winning the home run derby there a long time ago. That's a pitcher's park. I think that'll be good for Garrett Cole and for Masahiro Tanaka, and it'd be good for the Rays guys too. But I don't trust the Rays bullpen in a big spot. That's what it comes down to for me. They did good against the Yanks in the regular season, but that was the regular season. No Aaron Judge. So I'm going to say Yanks in 5. I think it's going to be a great series. I think Garrett Cole, the idea of him pitching on short rest in Game 5 is real, and that's a big reason why I'm taking New York here. If that wasn't or not the case, then the Rays will win the series. The fact that Cole will probably go on short rest in Game 5 gives me a big edge to the New York Yankees. So I'm going to say the Yankees in 5 games. It'll be a fun series. And I think Aaron Boone's job is on the line in this series. Or in this playoffs, let alone this series. I just think the honeymoon's over for him. And we're in New York, and you're expected to win. You have your team healthy. You're not going up against teams that are cheating. So I think Boone's job's on the line. I think the Yankees are going to play hard for their manager, and he saw it in the previous series against the Indians too. So give me the Yanks in 5 over the Tampa Bay Rays. Switch over to the National League. Atlanta versus Miami. Atlanta's minus 300, wins plus 245. I think the Braves are going to sweep. I just think the Braves are better. I think what we learned is that the Cubs were an overrated baseball team, especially offensively. Their pitching kept them in it, but the Marlins got some big hits. But I just think the Marlins are not that good and just took advantage of the Cubs. So give me Atlanta in 3. I think Max Fried, Ian Anderson, and Cole Hamels will all pitch well. And I hope that's the rotation for them. That's how it's set up for Atlanta. So you got Max Fried, and we don't know who's going for Miami. Ian Anderson. And then Kyle Wright, who's been okay. And we don't know who's going in 4 and 5. And meanwhile, Yankees, Rays, we didn't go over this. Garrett Cole, Blake Snell, as it should be in Game 1. Then it should be Glass now. And if I'm the Yankees, I'd go Jay Happ. And then Charlie Morton, and we don't know. So the Rays had it set up. And the Yanks, if I'm the Yanks, I think it depends on the outcome of Game 1. If they win, then go with Happ. If they lose, then go with Tanaka. But you never know. But yeah, the Rays have their rotation set up correctly in my mind. We'll see what the Yanks do. And then last but not least, the Dodgers and the Padres. Dodgers minus 250, Pods plus 210. Clevenger might be back for the series for the Padres. We don't know about Dinelson Lamet. We got Clayton Kershaw in Game 2, and we don't know who's going in Game 2. Game 1 is Walker Buehler. I had Game 2 pulled up by mistake. Game 3, 4, and 5, we don't know. From the Dodgers, I go with Dustin May. Padres, Chris Paddock's been terrible this year, but they got away with it. I'd set up my foursome in this series to be, I'd go Paddock, Clevenger. I'd go Clevenger in Game 1, and then Paddock, Zach Davies, and then bullpen game. And no Dinelson Lamet's a problem in this series. I think he'll come back to haunt the Padres. If Dinelson Lamet was healthy, I would have taken them to win the series. And that's funny because I thought Dinelson Lamet was overrated coming into the season because of like 25-1 odds to win the Cy Young ahead of Chris Paddock. They were right. I got to give Vegas credit for that. And I thought that Paddock was going to be better, but I was way wrong about that. So give me the Dodgers in 5. The fact that Chris Paddock's been terrible this season. No Dinelson Lamet. Clevenger not healthy. I think the Pods will steal a few games because of their offense and because of their bullpen. I could see Dave Roberts having a Dave Roberts moment. So give me the Dodgers in 5, but I don't feel that good about it. I think that I'm going to come to regret not picking Dodgers in 4. Heck, Dodgers in sweep. And now we'll go over the games for tonight. 2 games. 4 o'clock TBS, Astros Athletics. Lance McCullers Jr., Chris Bassett. So interesting choice for the Astros going with McCullers over Zach Greinke. Astros plus 128. A's minus 148. 8's the total. Minus 110 aside. A's run line plus 138. Astros minus 164. So play here. Tough call. I could see some runs being put up in this game. I'm going to go over 8. Do I feel good about it? No. I'm going to say best or worst case scenario is a push. I'm going to say that it's like a 6-3 win. But the question is who? I'm going to say the Athletics. Chris Bassett was really good against the White Sox. And McCullers hasn't pitched in a big game in a long time. So A's run line would be a fun one too. But I won't be shocked if it's like 5-4 or 6-3. So I'm going to go over 8 to play safe. And then Yanks, Rays. Yanks minus 148. Rays plus 128. Total 7. Juice on the under minus 114. Overs minus 105. Yanks run line plus 124. Rays run line minus 146. Plus 128 on the Rays is enticing. But it's Garrett Cole. You don't go against Garrett Cole. Especially coming off the game he had. I'm going to go over 7. I won't be shocked if the Yanks do it again. Hit it by themselves. I'm going to say they come close. I'm going to say the Yanks win like 7-4 or 7-5 or 7-3. And I could see a world where Cole like gives up maybe 2. Maybe the bullpen lets up a couple. So give me over 7. So 2 overs tonight. I'm going to say the Yankees win this one. Let's say like 7-3 as the final. Now we'll go over NASCAR from the weekend. We did not make picks for NASCAR on Friday, and I apologize for that. There's just a lot going on. So they were in Talladega over the weekend, and it was a fun couple races, to say the least. I'm going to go over the truck results first from Saturday afternoon. And the winner was Rafael Lessard. Good for him. And in second place wound up being Trevor Bayne, Chandler Smith, Ben Rhodes, Cody Rohrbach round out your top 5. Then Jordan Anderson, Brett Moffitt, Matt Crafton, Kaz Gralla, and Derek Krause round out the top 10. Johnny Sauter, Sheldon Creed, Grant Effinger, Clay Greenfield, Bailey Curry was your top 15. Tyler Ankrum, Stuart Friesen, Christian X, Austin Hill, Austin Wayne Self, Bryant Dawzat, Norm Benning, Josh Ramey, Jennifer Jo Cobb, Jason White, Robbie Lyons, Ray Ciccarelli, Todd Gilliland, Tanner Gray, Gus Dean, Tate Fogelman, Chase Purdy, Dane Smith, Danny Bone, Dawson Cram, Corbin Forrester, Joe Nemechek, and Spencer Boyd. And there was a big accident, so the last couple names I dropped, at least the last 10, were involved in the accident, or multiple accidents. Now we'll do Xfinity results from the weekend. They raced Saturday after the trucks, and Justin Haley gets his third win of the season. Brian Sieg, Noah Gragson, Brandon Jones, Daniel Hemrick round out your top 5. Ross Chaston, Josh Williams, Garrett Smithley, Brendan Brown, Alex Lab round out your top 10. Chad Fincham, Anthony Alfredo, Cesar Barkella, Timmy Hill, Tommy Joe Martins, Joe Nemechek, Mike Harmon, Josh Belicki, Chase Briscoe, Jeremy Clements, Matt Mills, Vinnie Miller, Harrison Burton, AJ Allmendinger, Jesse Little, Myatt Snyder, Brett Moffitt, Cody Vanderwall, Justin Alger, Ryan Vargas, Joe Graff Jr., Jeffrey Earnhardt, Austin Hill, Austin Cindric, Riley Herbst, Colby Howard, and Mike Lynette round out the rest of the race. And now the Cup Series results from Sunday. Your winner was Denny Hamlin in what was a fun race on Sunday afternoon. In second place came in Eric Jones, as Matt DiBenedetto and Chase Elliott were finalized for forcing cars below the yellow line, so they got penalized. They were supposed to be in second and sixth respectively, but nope. So second, Eric Jones, third, Ty Dillon, fourth, William Byron, fifth, Ryan Newman. So great finish for Ryan Newman at a track that he always excelled at. Chris Buescher, Tyler Reddick, John Hunter Nemechek, Brendan Poole, Ryan Preece round out your top 10. Justin Haley finished in 11th. Good for him. Austin Dillon, Quinn Half, Alex Bowman, Timmy Hill, Matt Kenseth, Joey Gase, Brad Keselowski, Cody Ware, Kevin Harvick, Matt DiBenedetto, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, Corey LaJoie, Jimmy Johnson, Cole Custer, Kurt Busch, Clint Boyer, Daniel Suarez, Brendan Goggin, Michael McDowell, James Davison, Eric Almirola, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Chris Bell round out the race. Now I'm going to do my first NHL mock draft of the year. It's going to be a fun draft tomorrow night. I'm going to do a final mock tomorrow, and then obviously do this mock draft today. And if there wasn't any doubt, number 1, the New York Rangers. Alexis Lafreniere, left wing. Ramowski from the KMJHL. Obviously, this is the expected choice, the right choice. It's not the best fit in the world, though. Rangers have needs at center and on defense, but they have no choice but to take Lafreniere. He's the best player available, best player in this draft. And now the question is, do the Rangers keep those 3 left wings or trade Chris Kreider? Maybe they trade down, which they won't do, but they should at least consider it because they could get a lot for that pick. Number 2, the Los Angeles Kings. Quinton Byfield, center, Sudbury, OHL. Byfield's a really good center. I think that he's probably going to play in the league next year. He's the look of a franchise guy. A good building block for Los Angeles as Anze Kopitar and Jeff Carter age. Number 3, the Ottawa Senators from the San Jose Sharks. Tim Stützle, left wing, Mannheim, Germany. This is somebody that is a really good scorer, can shoot very well, and this is someone that could be in a team's top 9 next year in the league. Number 4, the Detroit Red Wings. Marco Rossi, center, Ottawa, OHL. Rossi's a small dude, but he plays bigger. A lot of people have compared this guy to Claude Giroux, and that's a good comparison for Rossi. And this would be a guy to build around for Detroit along with Dylan Larkin. Number 5, Ottawa Senators. Jamie Drysdale, defenseman, Erie, OHL. Drysdale's the best D-man in the draft. He's very good in terms of skating. And he's good in defensive coverage. Number 6, the Anaheim Ducks. Lucas Raymond, wing, Frolanda, SHL. Very crafty player. Many people have compared this guy to Mitch Marner, which I think is a little bit too much of high praise. But I think the Ducks would take that as they are looking to begin like a rebuilding project a little bit. 7, the New Jersey Devils. Alexander Holt, right wing, Desjardins, Sweden. They get themselves a winger here. It's a need. Can score. He's just another guy to help build around along with Nico Hershier and Jack Hughes. Number 8, the Buffalo Sabres. Cole Perfetti, center, Saginaw Spirit, OHL. This is somebody that is a points machine. He's fast. He knows what to do. And he's not flashy, but he does a lot of stuff well. Number 9, the Minnesota Wild. Anton Lundell, center, the HIFK in Finland. A lot of people think that they could take a goaltender here, but they can wait for a later round to do that. They should go for that number 1 center. He's a good two-way guy. He has good size and could be in the league next year. 10, the Winnipeg Jets. Jake Sanderson, defenseman, USA under 18, the NTDP. Great skater. Second best defenseman in the draft. His offensive game is rising, so he can be a good two-way guy in the league. 11, the Nashville Predators. Jack Quinn, righty, Ottawa, OHL. This would be a good selection for Nashville. They need to get younger. A ton of points in the OHL, 52 goals in 62 games. And he's a strong guy as well. Number 12, the Florida Panthers. Caden Gould, defenseman, Prince Albert, WHL. This would be a good pick. They need some young defensemen to add to their farm system. He has good size, and he's very physical. Number 13, the Carolina Hurricanes from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Arosov Askarov, goalie, St. Petersburg from Russia. I think that the goalie is very realistic here. He's the best goalie in the draft. I don't think he could be in the league right away, but he's somebody that I think could be a franchise goalie down the road. Number 14, the Edmonton Oilers. Seth Jarvis, center, Portland, WHL. Fast player. Screams Oilers, by the way. A ton of points. Number 15, The Toronto Maple Leafs from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Braden Schneider, defenseman, Brandon, WHL. He's a very good two-way defenseman. Does very well on both the penalty kill and the power play as well. Very smart player as well. 16, the Montreal Canadiens. Dawson Mercer, center. Chauchatimi, the QMJHL. Mercer fills a need pick for Montreal. He could finish, although Montreal's getting better with their depth at center. But I think they could use a little more. Montreal, to me, should be in a best player available situation. Good penalty killer. He has good vision. 17, the Chicago Blackhawks. Dylan Holloway, center, Wisconsin, Big Ten. He's a very good college player, has good size. He's somebody that I think has to develop more, but I think it's a good project for Chicago. 18, the New Jersey Devils from the Arizona Coyotes. Connor Zary, center. Kamloops, WHL. He's a very dynamic scorer. Has quick hands. Is a very good scorer. Number 19, the Calgary Flames. William Wallander, defenseman, Modo Junior, Swedish Junior League. They have not taken a D-man in the first round since Huso Valimaki. Flat out haven't drafted a D-man since then as well. It's a need now. Some of their guys are getting older. He's a lefty. He's a good skater. Number 20, the New Jersey Devils from the Vancouver Canucks via the Tampa Bay Lightning. Hendrix Lapierre, center. Chauchatimi. So 2 centers and a wing for New Jersey. Although I think they should consider a D-man with one of the later picks that they have. And Lapierre is somebody that is not very good at staying on the ice. But when he is on the ice, he's a good skater. He has speed. Number 21, the Columbus Blue Jackets. Jacob Perrault, right wing, Sarnia, OHL. Very creative player. Good point producer. They need more youth offensively. So I think this would be a solid selection. 22, the New York Rangers from the Carolina Hurricanes. Ridley Greig, center, Brandon, WHL. The Rangers, I think one of their biggest needs is down the middle. Or I should say depth down the middle. More in the 2-3 spot. He has good speed. He's a little undersized. Good points scorer. And can play all around. 23, the Philadelphia Flyers. Brendan Beeson, center, Chicago, USHL. Very good power play player, point producer, and will be going to college this year. 24, the Washington Capitals. Rodion Amarov, left wing, UFA, KHL. Very good offensive mind player, plays in all situations, smart guy. 25, Colorado Avalanche. Noel Gunler, righty, Luleå, SHL. They need more depth offensively behind their stars. He's good passing skills. He's somebody that is very creative with the puck as well. 26, the St. Louis Blues. Jake Neighbors, left wing, Edmonton, WHL. He would have fit in very well on that Cup team from 2019. He's a good skater. He has good hands. 27, the Anaheim Ducks from the Boston Bruins. Marvik Baruch, center. Shawinigan, QMJHL. A very talented player, good passer, good point producer, good defender as well. 28, Ottawa Senators from the New York Islanders. Thomas Bordeleau, center, USA U18, NTDP. They get a playmaker here, good passer. 29, Vegas Golden Knights. Shakir Mukhamadullin, defenseman, Ufa, Russia. He has good strength and size. He's a young guy. He's off to a good start in the KHL this year. 30, the Dallas Stars. Roni Hivornen, center, Asat, Finland. This would be a perfect Dallas Stars type of player. Two-way guy, versatile, solid point producer. And he's somebody that I think could be a middle line forward for him in a couple years. In 31, the San Jose Sharks from the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tyson Forster, righty, Barry, OHL. He's a very intriguing prospect. Very good goal scorer. He'd be a solid fit for San Jose, who needs some youth in there after some bad decision making in their front office and need to really start afresh. All those Southern California teams, I think, all need to start fresh. Los Angeles, Anaheim, and San Jose. So it's going to be interesting to see what those teams do tomorrow night in the draft. And now my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. Got some options tonight in all the sports. You got football and baseball tonight, 2 games each. So there's a couple that I have under consideration. But the total went to 56.5 in Falcons Packers at -110. So that's going to be best bet of the day. Over 56.5 in Falcons Packers, and then the line went to 6 in terms of the spread. So best bet over 56.5 in Monday Night Football between the Packers and the Falcons. That's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything. We'll do a little WNBA, previewing Game 2 of the finals. Dancing with the Stars tomorrow as well. One last hockey mock for you and my best bet as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.